War Eagle, War Rapport family. I'm your host, C-Dub, and the word for tonight is competition. We look ahead to spring practice and we talk about position groups we're looking forward to seeing the most competition at. And we'll also give our thoughts as we preview Auburn on the road against Mississippi State. May surprise you with a little bit of an impromptu facts or not segment. So you guys definitely want to hang around for that. But now sit back, get your weight up, because tonight we enter the war room.
You are now listening to the War Rapport. Wednesday night War Room. Brought to you by Auburn Sports.com. Ike Jones. B. Will. C. Doe. Mike G. Let's go!
War Eagle, everyone. War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle. Thank you guys for tuning in to the latest Wednesday Night War Room. I'm joined by B. Will. Mike G will be on shortly. Ike is taking the night off. But we're glad to have you guys with us as you're watching the Wednesday Night War Room, brought to you by our show sponsor, AuburnSports.com. Please be sure to head over there for your latest in terms of recruiting and all other news regarding Auburn athletics. Shout out to JG Tate and those guys over there for doing a great job each and every day, keeping us covered. Also, we want to shout you guys out for hanging out with us, whether you're watching live or on a replay. We appreciate you. And if you're on social media, you know what to do. Share this video. Use hashtag #GetYourWeightUp. Please share that to help other people find our content, help us grow our community. Now, guys, something you need to become, because we're dropping some exclusive content only for people who are patrons. How do you become a patron? Quite simple. $5.99 a month will get you there. Of course, $5.99 is a bit too much. You can still support us if you're enjoying the content. $3.99, but $5.99 gives you access to some of the exclusive content we're dropping. Ike has been doing a great job doing film review as it pertains to basketball. We got some cool content coming up this upcoming off season as it pertains to football. We're going to take a look at what we did last year. Ike's got some creative ideas, so you guys definitely want to become a patron and get access to that. Only patrons can get access to that. $5.99 will do that. Guys, in case you haven't noticed, we partner with Lee County Humane Society. Of course, this is our opportunity and chance to put some good back into the world. We know we haven't had a lot of donations lately, but guys, we're still at this trying to do something positive. So definitely support us in that. We're going to give away. What are we going to give away, B? I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay.
AU. So you guys already know what to do. Do hashtag get your weight up. Please do that. Hashtag get your weight up in the comments so you can enter to win, especially if you haven't won already. We're going to give this away right before we get off at the 1 hour mark. Please be sure to do that. Enter for a chance to win. If you don't win, guys, you can head on over to the merch store and buy your merch or shirt anyway, guys. This is another opportunity to go support us by heading over to our shop at thewarrapport.com. You can get all of our products there. Also, in case you haven't noticed, we're on podcasts. We talk about that quite often. B. Will, you want to say something about that?
You know what, guys? I have been working so hard to turn this content into podcasts for y'all. So difficult. I take every word and spend 10 minutes on every word spoken to make sure it is pristine for your listening ears. Nah, I do work really hard on the podcast, though. So hopefully y'all are going to download it. How about this? If you watch all our stuff live on YouTube, which we very much appreciate, still go over the podcast. You can download the app, Google Podcasts. There are a whole bunch of just podcast apps. Find our podcast and just click to download automatically, even if you never go. Just you clicking, I want to download it automatically is a boost of support for us. Our numbers go up. We can get more revenue in the long term. And then I can get these things going more frequently, quicker, sooner. Because everybody who does listen, I'm sure they'd like to get it the next day before they wake up in the morning. And that's what we are shooting for. So go and do that. And we appreciate all y'all support. So thank you. Thank you, Chase. I see you right here. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to hear that. It's good to hear that.
Also, guys, it's basketball. It's a game night tonight. So, of course, we got to send you our weekly reminder that, yes, they absolutely double dribbled. Yes. Yes, that happened. Anyway, B, how you feeling, man? It's less than 2 weeks away. Spring practice starts on Monday, March the 14th. We're in the month of March. Spring starts. We actually get to talk football on the field. How are we feeling about spring, man?
I'm feeling real positive about spring just because we got a bunch of guys in the room who have nothing promised to them in the quarterback room. Pretty much every room, but especially in the quarterback room. And I think nobody has ever said explicitly that this was a problem, but we've talked to enough people, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes, and can deduce people were getting things that they had not had to compete necessarily with. They were expecting things, and it left some discontent among players, and a lot of those players decided to leave. So what we have now in every room is you are going to have to fight like hell for whatever you get here. And everybody who was left here is just fine with that. And that's the best possible scenario we could have for our football team right now. In this time with this coach, that was what he wanted from all his players. And that is what he has. So I think it's a better situation than last year. You could say, well, we're down some talent. Talent and buy-in, man, I mean, there may be a equal value there, honestly. And I think with the buy-in, I'm looking forward to what they're doing. After a 6-7 season, I expect us to be better. And again, we weren't bad. We talk about this like every time we talk about football. Yes, 6-7 is bad. On the field, though, we weren't getting blown out of games. We know how close we were to winning so many of those games that we lost. So I am looking forward to that marginal improvement, making a significant difference in the win column. So I'm excited. I'm just excited about what we got going, man. After watching that interview with Robbie Ashford that we saw, it's up on YouTube right now. It's a building report. Sure. Robbie Ashford, go watch it because he's ready. He's ready. Well, we've seen reports coming out of the practice, which is not spring camp officially, but Demetrius Davis may be looking ready, which is what we were waiting on last year for him to get that spotlight, him to get that shot. And supposedly he's looking mature. He's looking up to the challenge. So to have some talented guys who are bought in and ready to compete, nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, and before I ask you some questions about that, we got some questions for you. Auburn Dad is asking, "B. Willa, are we on Podbean?"
We are. So you can find us on Podbean. That's where we load all the stuff up to, but it puts it on Apple Podcast. It puts it on Spotify. It puts it on Google Podcast. It puts it on, we should be on Pandora now soon. So all of those places you can find a podcast, we are there. If you find us, you will see us. And yeah, auto download for our show is the best possible scenario for us. So please go and support that if you can.
John Brandon's going to be kind of disappointed by your answer on this one, I'm assuming. But John wants to know what you sipping on tonight.
Man, it ain't number water, dog.
See, I told you, John. I told you
sorry,
that you was looking for something impressive. The only thing impressive about that is the mug, which you need to go cop that. For sure. Show them the mug. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you, and we've talked to a person close to the program. We've mentioned his name, but he kind of mentioned this to us in confidence that we didn't have a whole lot of buy-in even last year.
Yeah.
And you look at what we did in some of those games, again, as we alluded to by watching the film, we were a few missed opportunities and a few plays from our season going in a completely different direction with the percentage of buy-in that we had in that locker room. I have to assume that the buy-in is much improved this upcoming season, and I can only imagine how that's going to pay dividends for this team. And again, there's something to be said about when you have the situation that Auburn has had this offseason, the drama. It has a way of bringing a team closer together.
Right.
And again, we got an interview with TJ Finley coming up. These guys are saying some of the same things. This has actually brought the team closer together, not just with the players, but also with the coaching staff. So again, there's a more improved buy-in. I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like, especially in the spring. B, let's talk about, obviously you already alluded to it, the QB competition. You're looking at TJ Finley, who is the presumed to be the QB1 going into spring camp. Right. We've heard some good things about Demetrius Davis. Of course, there's Robbie Ashford, who did a really good job on his interview. Very impressed with him. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's kind of a wild card, because we're eager to see how he fits into this, how quick he picks up the playbook and whatnot. And then there's Holden Garner, another wild card, because we're not really quite sure what he can do. Who are you liking? Is there someone you're leaning to?
Without having seen Robbie Ashford play football in the Power 5 level, because I've never seen him on the field. We've got some of his spring tape, but that's all we got. Without having seen Demetrius Davis play Power 5 football, he's never gotten on the field outside of spring. Having seen Zach Calzada, having seen TJ Finley, I am pulling for, first of all, let's get this out the way. I am pulling for whoever is going to be the most consistent with the highest floor. I want the most consistent quarterback, and usually that's the guy with the highest floor. Right. What I don't want, I'll start there. What I don't want is somebody who's going to have a wildly up and down, game to game, week to week type of season. Bo Nix is long departed, and God bless him up there in Oregon, but that was the source of frustration, of our frustration with him at the time, was be the same guy. Sometimes defenses have your number, but be the same guy. And you shouldn't make terrible mistakes if that's not who you are. So we saw TJ Finley get in there, and we saw what was, again, an inconsistent floor. Now, TJ Finley has not had the reps and the practices that Bo Nix had, so I think it's okay to say, let's wait and see on TJ Finley. But I have confidence that the coaching staff will say, all right, now that we have three guys ready to compete, whoever has the highest floor makes the fewest mistakes, the fewest mental errors, the fewest absolutely errant throws for no reason, that's who's going to get this job. And for me, I think with Dede surviving everybody who stuck with Harsin through this drama, I'm sure, like you said, it has to have brought them closer. And I think everybody has to seize their opportunity, because everybody knows that what I do is going to pay off, and I've got a shot. I don't think there's anything in front of whoever the best man is will win. And I don't think that's always been the case. So with that being said, I think Demetrius Davis, having been here, having been hungry, maybe he was a little frustrated at times because he didn't get that shot. After all this, the coach gets a renewed confidence from surviving his ordeal. Everybody has to be like, we got to put our best cards on the table for ourselves so that this program can last and sustain and be successful. Because if we don't nail it this season, everybody's in trouble. If Harsin has a bad season, what happens to the players? New coach. You don't know if you're going to like that coach. Right. So now everybody's in a spiral if it doesn't work right now. And I think that lends to the people who have been here wanting to make this work. I like Dede for that reason. I like Robbie Ashford for that reason. And the reason that is, even though he's new, he's not new to the state. He's not new to football on a high level. I mean, he competed with and against a lot of the guys in our conference while he was in high school. So he knows what it's like down here. He grew up in Alabama. He knows what Alabama-Auburn is about. So I like the hunger. And also, Robbie Ashford was slept on at Oregon. Don't you think that's a really big reason to come down here with something to prove.
For sure.
I like Didi and Robbie for that reason. I'm not counting out Calzada, but when you have to sit a whole spring out and this is a new offense for you, I think that puts you behind.
Now, do you think his experience kind of helps him, assuming no one separates themselves leaving spring?
Yes, I would say yes, his experience does help him, but I think because of all of the intangible factors that we're talking about, I don't think we will make it past the spring without somebody having seized the reins of this offense. I think that's the difference between this season and last season. Nobody was too impressive in spring or in fall camp, obviously, because the quarterback position was very uneven early and even late in the season. So, but we've got a whole year with Didi, with TJ, and again, I think Robbie's hungry, and we don't make it out of spring, in my opinion, without Didi or Robbie seizing the reins. That's I hate to say
So you're saying that they actually will name a starter, or would that be a clear number one?
I don't think
going
they'll be
into
a
the-
starter.
Okay.
I think the skill set that Robbie and Didi have, and obviously we don't know what the offensive line will be. Okay, we don't. We think our offensive line is okay, but the players are coming back, and I do think there's something to be said for experience and continuity there, even if we didn't get an influx of new talent. So I think there's something valuable there. Running backs being a little bit better, the wide receivers being more experienced and a little bit better. I mean, that pro style system coming off of what we were running from the offense before for wide receivers, it may have been the second biggest change next to quarterbacks.
Right.
So mentally, a lot of people will be more prepared this season. I really think Robbie or Didi, because of their skill set, they will be ahead of the game. They can scramble, and we don't know that these guys aren't accurate. And let me say that. I said whoever has the highest floor will win. If there's a guy who's dynamic when he's running the ball, but he's errant when he's throwing the ball, I don't think he's going to get the job. And I think Harsin wants whoever it is to be consistent. So, but I think both of those guys can be consistent throwing the ball. Or let's just say this. I don't know that they can't be. So I'm putting my money on them because of what they have to gain. And that's who I like. I mean, I hate to say I'm biased. We've been on Didi for like 18 months though. So that's
you've
really
been. In fairness, you've been pro Didi even before any of these other quarterbacks came into the picture. You've been eager to see what Didi can do. I'm eager to see what he does as well. I'm just hoping. I don't actually have a favorite. I think I will be disappointed if we see a repeat of last year in terms of QB competition. I really want to see these guys get a legitimate shot at the QB position. And I think if you're Harsin, for these guys to take a chance on you after what you've been through, I think the least you can offer these guys is a fair shot.
Right.
Like you got one. So pay it forward and let these guys prove on the field who's the guy. Mike G, we're talking about QB battles, and just I'm gonna ask about other position groups, but we're starting off obviously with this because this is the one that has people talking. You talked to Robbie Ashford.
I did.
What's the impression? What impression he's made on you? Granted, he hasn't taken the field yet, but what do you make of him being Auburn's newest quarterback?
He's ready to compete, flat out. This guy is ready to go. Auburn has a bunch of competitors in the QB room this offseason. Robbie Ashford is one of the biggest ones there. You know, if you haven't seen that interview, highly recommend you go to our channel, check that out. He talked about the competitive mindset that they're bringing this fall. And, that they have a leader in Coach Harsin that is instilling that competitive mindset. And that's what he's ready to do, man. He's athletic, right? And I don't say that to say he's an athlete. He's a quarterback, and he wants everybody to know that he's a quarterback and that he's going to play quarterback.
Right.
He's not changing positions. So if you're thinking that, get that out of your mind right now. This guy's here to compete. But, when you look back at his time pre-Auburn, he had an injury coming out of high school that definitely maybe limited him a little bit going into his first year at Oregon. And they had a really good looking quarterback room last fall at Oregon. I think it doesn't look as good now as it did last spring. So I think their quarterback room got worse. And when you look
For
at
obvious reasons.
yeah, I mean, listen, they got worse.
Coaching turnover, the whole nine.
Yeah, you let talent get out of your quarterback room because when you look at their spring tape, all those guys look capable of leading that offense.
Right.
All of them. So they've got the 5-star that's still there. But, Robbie talked to us a lot about, he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, right? He feels like he has something to prove to himself and to the masses that he's going to be the guy. And I think that's what you want out of your quarterback. So
Right.
I'm looking for him to Calzada being injured, his non-throwing shoulder is injured. So he's going to be limited this spring. That's a lot of reps that's going to go to one of these guys, these other guys, D. Davis. And I'm not counting Holton and Guerin out, guys, but to me, it's kind of a foregone conclusion that he's probably going to redshirt. He's, if you're Harsin, that's safe because he's not going to leave you after 1 year. He just got here. If he doesn't win the job, he's not going to be angry and he's not going to stomp and he's not going to walk out, right? But you've got Ashford and you've got D. Davis and you've got TJ Finley, who also feels like he has something to prove. This is a best case scenario for Auburn. Now, they have plenty of tape on Calzada. Right, so I don't think him missing the spring is that big a deal for his development, but at the end of the day, you just got to look back on it and think, hey, we are in a good position with Robbie. And I think I'm looking for him to do well. I saw in the comments, somebody said he struggles with accuracy. I don't know if I agree with that based on last spring on his tape last spring. I know he may have had some accuracy issues in high school, like maybe, but he looks like he's come a long way since then. It's like a good quarterback.
Yeah, I like our room, man. Our room has upgraded since last year, and I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing the competition. Let's get into some super chats. I want to ask you guys about some other positions, some position battles for spring. Lisa Wise, thanks for watching, and thanks for the super chat. She says, I'm encouraged about football with that ridiculous failed power play by trustees and the way the AU fam reacted. Harsin should be able to run things his way. Listen, we talked about it constantly. If you're going to go down, and I'm hoping he doesn't, but if you're going to go down doing it your way. And so I'm looking for Harsin to be able to run his program the way he wants to. And I think he's got some good assistants. I think he's doing well with that. So I'm looking forward to see what he's able to do this upcoming year. Jazzy Joe.
Oh,
you the man, Jazzy.
Oh, Jazzy.
You the man, Jazzy. You
man,
the
we
man,
appreciate
Jazzy.
that. I'm calling in off work tomorrow.
Says, what's up, peeps? This is for the last challenge for 200, and I bet Ike that we wouldn't lose the rest of the season for 300. Wow, he's speaking into existence and putting his money where his mouth is. I see you, Jazzy. All right, that's all right. I'm all right. If you don't do nothing else, Jazzy, you all right with me, man. You all right with me. Listen, let's talk about some other position group battles. Outside of the QB room. What are some other positions that you're eager to see some competition and some guys pushing each other this spring? I'll start with you, B.
It's hard to say anywhere but wide receiver because our pecking order is pretty much set at running back. Our pecking order is pretty much set at offensive line. We know we've got a lot of seniors coming back that they're going to be the starters. They were bought in last year after all the turnover. They're bought in again this year. Of course, why else would you come back? And they stood up. They stood up for Coach Harsin. So we know that those guys are from a leadership position and from a mental and physical position. They are ready to lead. Now, wide receiver is the place where we had a lot of turnover. We had a lot of guys leave. And we know we've got some solid experience coming back. Again, I think the most impressive improvement year one was Shedrick Jackson. And we didn't wait until the room started emptying out to give him his flowers in that sense. We acknowledge that late season and postseason, we've still been on that. So I think Shedrick's leadership, number one, him being a super senior, but also improving drastically. I think that sets the tone, and that's a guaranteed spot, but everything else is up for grabs. But what they have to acknowledge and what every wide receiver should be excited about is Shedrick got no reps except for blocking before 2021, and now look how much better he got. You telling me these coaches can make me that much better? You telling me I can be in an NFL offense and be a better blocker, a better pass catcher, a better route runner? Okay, I'm game. We've already seen the standard being set as far as what hard work can get you, what's expected. And again, we talked about it over and over again. This whole failed coup, it set the culture. It probably helped Harsin set the culture better than if it hadn't happened. So now you've got a bunch of wide receivers who are they're bought in, and I expect our wide receiver room to be extremely competitive. I hope that we have a fire lit in some of the guys who are still here. That's what I hope. I hope it's not a situation where they hung their head too low because they didn't get the reps they wanted, and then we got new guys coming in. I hope everybody is just hair on fire and ready to put just everything on the line for that spot, knowing that if they perform, they can get that spot. They can get those targets. They can get those snaps. And that's the most competitive room. It has to be the most competitive room. Maybe defensive back, because we lost a lot there too. But I think wide receiver is going to be more, because you're going to rotate at defensive back. That's just without question. You're going to have a nickel guy. You're going to have some other guys rotating in. But wide receiver, there's probably just 3 or 4 spots as far as getting heavy reps, and there's going to be a lot of competition for them.
Mike G, who you got?
What's interesting is I actually wrote an article on the Auburn Daily over on Sports Illustrated about the defensive back room this fall. I think that's probably going to be one of the fiercest competitions that we have. Yeah. So, in the article, we kind of break it down. You've got a bunch of really highly touted newcomers. Jadarian Rhyme is coming in. He was a big time flip for us. Right, getting Rhyme. He was our biggest flips of the recruiting cycle. Austin Osbury is coming in. That kid is a burner. And then we brought in the number 1 JUCO safety and the number 1 JUCO corner into a room that loses Roger McCrary.
Keontae Scott, cornerback, and Marquise Gilbert as safety.
Yeah, so you've got a fierce battle that's going to be going on to replace.
And you got DJ James. That's sorry to cut you off. DJ James from Oregon to transfer. So
yep, sure did. Came in. After that, Ro Torrance is still in there. Donovan Kaufman is still fighting for a spot. Jalen Simpson, Nehemiah Pritchett, Caleb Wooden.
Yeah.
Wow. There's going to be a hell of a battle in that defensive backfield to try to see who is going to step up. And, this could be good. I think competition is good, but I see all the really, really tough battles happening on the defensive side of the ball in the backfield.
I agree. And if I'm looking at someone like a Nehemiah Pritchett or the Jalen Simpson, the way the season ended for them in some games, they didn't want to go out like that. So if I'm those guys, I would have a chip on my shoulder and something to prove too in terms of getting better and improving. So
facts.
You combine that with the guys who are coming in who are already trying to prove something, get a position. I'm excited about this defense. As good as it was last year, I'm excited to see the competition on that side of the ball. I'm curious to see what Eugene Asante does. That's the North Carolina transfer that comes in. Of course, Joko Willis, he's a guy who I've been, ever since he put that hit on someone in special teams, I've been looking forward to seeing what he does when he steps into his role. So we got some competition. Like you, B, I've heard some things about Tavares Dawson. I want to see what he does in spring as receiver. So it's definitely, I'm eager outside of the QB position, the QB room. I'm curious to see what the wide receiver and absolutely DB, what that looks like in spring. So we'll definitely continue to talk about that as news breaks once spring practice starts on Monday, March the 14th, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. Let us know, guys, in the comments, especially if you're watching on replay, your thoughts on what position group you expect to see the most competition at. We definitely want to hear from you guys. Please be sure to get the thumbs up, guys. Also, we're going to pause to acknowledge the sponsors of the War Rapport.
The War Rapport's Wednesday Night War Room is brought to you by our generous sponsors. AuburnSports.com. For news and notes on all things Auburn Sports, head over to AuburnSports.com. University Ace Hardware, located at 2101 East University Drive in Auburn, Alabama, right across the street from the Auburn Mall and next to the movie theater. For all of your hardware needs, Ace is the place. And our giveaway sponsor, GWT2 Energy. If you want the best in the business at restaurant logistics, check out our friends at GWT2Energy.com.
Hey, become a patron. We are doing some great things at the War Rapport. You want to be a part of it? $5.99 a month. We'll get you started. And if you haven't been seeing these basketball breakdowns that Ike has been putting out for the patrons, they're pretty good. He also ran a live. He put one out, a Jabari special out for our patrons. I watched him do the one where he kind of broke down our last game, showing everybody what happened against Tennessee. You don't want to miss this, guys. Become a patron, be a part of our community. This helps us bring you more content. We want to bring you more content. Becoming a patron is the best way to do that. We're partnering with the Lee County Humane Society to hashtag save all the puppies. So help us save some puppy dog eyes. Donate. Go to the About section of our YouTube channel. You'll find a link to this. 50 cents on every dollar goes to them. We appreciate the Lee County Humane Society for giving us the opportunity to help them put some good back into the world. We are giving away, what are we giving away tonight? Was it a t-shirt? AU yep. T-shirt? Yeah, we're giving away AU t-shirt. So hashtag get your weight up in the comments. This is sponsored by GWT2 Energy Consulting Services. That's Walt Taylor. Give him a digital high five in the comments. At the hour mark, we're going to pull. So that's right at the end here. You got to be present to win. We will keep pulling. The other live stream, we had to pull like 4 times. Don't make us do that. Stick around for another 30 minutes. I don't want that to happen.
Don't make us do that.
If you don't win, you can just buy one. We got a merch store. TheWarReport.com will take you right there. A special shout out to RogueShop.com or Rogue Apothecary. They've got lots of herbal stuff going on there that's good for your soul. Go check them out. Use code RAPPORT to get 10% off. Guys, we're on podcasts. Check us out on every single podcast platform. Help us climb the podcast charts. Trying to put more content out there for you guys. So help us keep that going as well. And last but not least, but always, Virginia double dribble. We're getting closer. Did. We have to talk about this more because it's getting pretty close to tournament time. So never forget. Yeah.
What a crime. What a crime.
Mark Busters.
Let's transition to basketball, guys. We got a game tonight.
We do.
Less than 30 minutes, actually. Number 5, Auburn goes to Mississippi State. Of course, that game begins at 8 p.m. Central Time on the SEC Network. AU, of course, is a favorite to win this game. The Basketball Power Index gives Auburn a 61% chance of winning that game. And, of course, Auburn is looking to end a 3-game road losing streak. It's hard to believe that we have some type of a losing streak after the type of season we've had this year. But nevertheless, Auburn looks to break that as the regular season comes to a close this upcoming weekend. Mike G, I'll start with you. You mentioned that you are not worried one bit, ain't worried about nothing. Do you still feel the same way about this game, sir?
Well, it's road in the SEC, and not a lot of road SEC games have been won by anybody in our conference. So let's start with that. Of the top, I think it was Ike was talking about, like, of the top 5 teams in all of college basketball, they're all like 63-1 at home or something like that, something crazy. So nobody's losing at home, everybody's losing on the road. The SEC is
Bama's losing at home, so
they are losing at home. They lose.
I like that, Petty. I like that.
But it's tough in the SEC. This might be the best the SEC has ever been at basketball. There are some really good teams that are also not going to make this tournament as well too. I see up to 6 teams making the tournament. We maybe could sneak a 7th in if some crazy stuff happens in the SEC tournament. But it's tough. I'm not super worried about this one. I am looking for them to work on some things that we did not do well in the last game. Number 1, offensive rebounding was atrocious.
Yes.
I'm sorry, defensive rebounding was atrocious.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Tennessee was shooting hard bricks that were bouncing like 12 feet from the basket every time. And long rebounds leave a lot of opportunities for the other team to sneak in there and grab the offensive rebound. But we've got to change that trend around a little bit. The guard play, obviously, I think has to improve. Wendell Green seems up to the task. And then I'm looking to see how they incorporate our best player, which is Jabari Smith, and our most important player, which is Walker Kessler. When Kessler gets in foul trouble, Auburn is in trouble. Hear me out. No disrespect to Jabari Smith, but Walker Kessler is our most important player. He not only adds something on the offensive side, but we are a different defensive basketball team on that court when Walker Kessler is out there. That's
Absolutely.
not just about the blocks. It's about all the shots that he alters.
Yep.
That don't get recorded as stats. Yep. He is a skyscraper standing in the middle of the paint, blocking everything, changing, making you go behind your back and out of bounds and over the backboard to make a shot. So if he can stay out of foul trouble, I like our chances in this. When he has to go to the bench for significant amounts of the game, I think it does change this. We've been a good team off the bench all year. We didn't get very many points off the bench in the last game. I'm looking for them to change that trend as well too. So, Flanagan's got to play better. Cambridge has got to play better. He had kind of a bad game the last game. I'm just looking for them to turn a lot of things around tonight.
Okay. All right. Before we get to you, B, we interrupt this section, this part of the show for yes. Sweet sounds, don't you agree? Challenge. C-Dub, does Jabari make more than 2 3-pointers? Yes. He does make more than 2 3-pointers. He makes 3 3-pointers. Okay. I got him making 3 3-pointers. Hopefully. Mike, does Kessler have more than 12 points this game?
That's tough. That's his average. So he's right at his average. So this is an over-under. Over 12 points or under 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go under tonight.
You're going to go under.
I'm going to go under tonight.
Okay. B, since Ike's off, you got to get Wendell. What does Wendell do?
Toughest one.
That's the toughest one. It's the hardest one ever. What is Wendell going to do?
If I knew what Wendell was going to do, I would be betting more money on Auburn right now. Because if you tell me Wendell's going to do more than 10 points in a game, we're going to win. We're going to win the game. If he's like 7 or less, then we're probably going to lose. It's going to be tight, but we're going to lose.
Well, I've seen him be very effective scoring under 10 points before. He's done it before. Right. But if he's shooting more than 15 times and he has under 10 points, it's a good chance it's going to be a tough night for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if he's creating opportunities for other players, then I like our chances. But if he's trying to shoot himself out of a slump and he's not doing it, I would be worried.
I'm gonna say I'm with you that, like Ike pointed out, not only on the broadcast but on the film, it's not, hey, you're taking a 30-foot 3-pointer. It's you're taking a 30-foot 3-pointer while the actual offense we're trying to run hasn't even gotten in rhythm yet. And you're trying to rescue us with one big shot, and that's not going to be how you do it. So, I'm going to say over just because I think he scores more than 10 because I think the coaching staff prepares them to fix their issues after having such a tough game at Tennessee. And I think that's the difference in pretty much all these. I think we bounce back fairly well, and we show well tonight. So I'm going to say over for Wendell on 10.
Okay. So I got over, under, and over. Over for Jabari, under for Kessler, over for Wendell.
Okay. You said under for Kessler?
Yeah. Mike has Kessler going under his average.
Under, yeah, I say over for Wendell.
Okay. Now B, I'm gonna get into another fun part, but you got any? I didn't ask you your thoughts and feelings overall about this game. How do you feel about this game, Auburn's last road game of the regular season?
I think Bruce has got to have in these guys' heads. Listen, they're saying that we're not really good because we can't win it on the road. We are looking at a 4-game road losing streak. We're not going to end the season like this. Y'all know what y'all need to do. And to everybody's credit there, I think the Tennessee game, like Mike said, it was a little fluky because those rebounds were very erratic. And some of that is just luck too, man. Like the same way of you don't know which way a football is going to bounce in the fumble. Man, you don't know how that ball is going to come off the rim all the time. You can predict it. The best rebounders do learn how to predict it and read it. But sometimes it's just the bounce of the ball, man. And some of that was just some wacky flying off the rim stuff, going different directions. But we also did get out hustled. And that was definitely part of it. I don't think we have to worry about a lack of hustle on our part after what we saw on Saturday. It has to be burning these guys up because they got really used to winning. They got really used to winning for a good stretch of the season. So I expect that effort tonight to be remarkable, for it to be the last true road game of the season for us. And I don't think it's not that our weaknesses won't still be our weaknesses, but I think they take a long step towards addressing some of these issues tonight.
Right.
All right. This is kind of impromptu, but let's do, as we continue to preview this matchup, let's do a little facts or nah, guys. With the family, with the War Rapport family here. So got a few questions here I want to ask you guys. The last 3 road games, and Mike has already kind of brought it up. Last 3 road games, Walker Kessler fouled out at Arkansas and played with 4 fouls late against both Florida and Tennessee.
Damn.
Facts or nah? Kessler avoids foul trouble tonight.
I'll tell you what.
I'll
tell you what.
Uh-oh. What you got?
I'm gonna go facts on this one. Because they have to solve this puzzle. He cannot stay in foul trouble going into the tournament. Like I think they've got to look at the tape and understand that when he's in foul trouble, we are a different team. Sure. So he's got to be able to block. He's a shot blocker. The refs don't seem to know how to officiate him, man. They're calling fouls on plays where he's not even touching the ball. Some nights they get it right, some nights they get it wrong. I think this is a night they get it right. I don't care if it's on the road. I'm going facts on this one. He avoids foul trouble tonight.
Oh, you know what? I am going to say nah. Because college refs are terrible.
Yeah, it's a fact.
All of them are terrible. I said this before the season started. During the season, I'm saying it again. College refs are influenced by the atmosphere far more than professional refs are. Professional refs will call fouls on the home team like, hey, man, it's a foul. I don't care. Yeah, I know y'all are screaming. I don't care. It's a foul. College refs just anticipate, well, it's about to be booming in here. Let's get these whistles ready. And it's terrible. The whole game. It's whether they touch him, whether they were even kind of close to fouling the guy, clean blocks getting called as fouls, no touching at all when a guy comes through the lane getting called as fouls on the guys who were just around but not actually making contact. You can't ever take that out of play in college. Now, I think even in spite of that, we still win this game. But I don't think Kessler's going to avoid it because Mississippi State's basically going to probably be diving into his legs to draw fouls on him. So I'm going to say no.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm going to say facts on this one. I'm going to say facts on this one. I see Kessler not being as aggressive, but one of the things that's made him really good is his ability to defend playing off of a defender or blocking someone else's shot who he's not guarding. I think he plays smart. He understands the asset he brings to the table, being on the offensive side, and he can't be as aggressive when you're playing in foul trouble. And I think that's what hurt us down the stretch. In some games, Kessler couldn't really be aggressive because he was one call away from really hurting us by not being on the floor. So I think he stays out of foul trouble tonight. And I think Auburn, again, to Mike G's point, looks like a completely different team with him on the floor, not worried about getting in foul trouble. Going facts. Now. For this particular one, I got another one. For this particular one, we got to go to another sponsor.
This segment of the War Rapport is brought to you in part by RogueShop.com.
If you're in need of high-quality, all-natural herbs and extracts that contribute to a happy, healthy lifestyle, the Rogue Shop is the place for you. With a variety of products that contribute to a healthy sleep, lower stress, and a happy mood, the Rogue Shop has you covered. Visit them at DRogueShop.com and use code RAPPORT today. Tell them the War Rapport sent you.
Rogue Shop. What's the code?
Code Rapport. Rapport. Always Rapport on everything. That's our code.
Or Rapport. Whatever you prefer.
Yeah. Just go to random websites and put in Rapport. It works, you know.
Go
They
download
sponsor.
some virus by accident. Spike the website.
Yeah, I've got my gummies right here.
Well, I'm glad.
Ready for
I'm
the
glad.
segment.
Hold up now.
I need to
Hold-
go get mine. Mine are in the other room.
I got mine right here.
In
So,
case this one gets hectic, I'm gonna have all.
So I'm glad you got your stuff, because my next facts or nah. You ready for it?
uh-oh.
We're gonna pop at least 2 gummies tonight.
All right, so we're gonna
Who's gonna take this one? Who's gonna take this one?
I'll go next. I'm gonna go now on this one.
Okay.
And this is my stress level tonight. I'm just gonna break that in half there.
Okay.
That's about all we need tonight. That's all we need tonight, baby. Listen, Bruce has this covered. My guy, Bruce. My guy, Coach Pearl. My guy. Get this right going into the SEC tournament. I popped a third of a gummy. I feel like it's all I need tonight. So I'm going nah on this one. It's a nah, right? We don't need 2 gummies. 2 gummies is lit. Guys, this
means we got worked up.
Two gummies means
there's 100
it's
milligrams
like
apiece.
it's like
2
under
gummies.
10 minutes left, and it's still a tight game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going now on this one. We no more than you just get your gummy and then just lick the sugar off of it. That's all we're gonna need tonight.
Jasmine said that's really Mike's 5th gummy.
That's what I was about to say.
No, it's not. Trust me. If this was my 5th gummy, I'll be on the news. Be on the news. Be up here and talk about it. How many gummies you gonna need tonight?
I say nah. Man. I really do think that.
I would think
This
you would
team-
say yeah, given that Kessler, because if Kessler's going to be in foul trouble. No,
and the only reason is because I think everybody else makes up for it. I think a Wendell Green playing his best, because this is the last true road game. I think Bruce, it makes it really easy for Bruce to sell to these guys. Let's prove something to ourselves tonight. We can still win the SEC regular season, or at the very least a share of it. But we can win it outright if we take care of our business right here. I think they want to do that. They've got a goal in front of them right now, and it's going to be win the regular season SEC title. And I think they want to do that. So even if Kessler's in a little bit of foul trouble, like at Tennessee, right? He was in some foul trouble, but was that a game that we couldn't win? Absolutely not. That wasn't a game that we couldn't win. We could have had that with a little better play, a few less turnovers, and that wasn't necessarily because Kessler was in foul trouble. That's because we didn't play great on the boards or at the guard spot. So I think, nah, not 2, maybe a half. I'm with Mike. I might not have any. I'm gonna save mine for when I really need it. Hey, we got a whole tournament
Next
coming
week.
up, popping gummies right now. we got time. We got time. So nah, not 2 tonight.
Okay.
What you say, C?
I'm gonna go nah on this one. I'm just gonna pop 1 just because they taste great, and just call it a night. I don't think they're going. My stress levels will get to where I'm gonna need more than 1. So I'm gonna go nah on this one. I think we really do bounce back and actually play the way we are known to play prior to our 3-game losing skid on the road. So yeah, I'm going nah here. All right, next one. Back on me. The last 3 road games, Jabari Smith has averaged 25 points.
What? Really? Wow.
20 points against Arkansas, 28 against Florida, and 27 against Tennessee. Okay?
Okay.
Facts or nah? Jabari scores over 19 tonight.
Stone cold facts, baby. Listen,
Okay.
it is
All
time
right.
for your best player. It's the end of the season. It's time for your best player to step up and make plays. I think he does that tonight. I'm going facts on this one. Jabari, he plays very unselfishly for a superstar. And
Agreed.
with the struggles that we're having on offense scoring, it may be time for him to start taking over. So all that team stuff, I get it. But now you're getting at a point of the season where you got to win. And it doesn't matter how you win, right? When you're in a tournament, one loss and you're out. So you got to win. You don't have time to dabble. If the other guys aren't getting it done, give the ball to your best player. Let him score. That's Jabari Smith, baby. Let's go. Facts.
I'm going to say facts as well, even though I think it could be in jeopardy because I expect the offense to be running better this game. Again, I'm going to say it again. I expect us to right some of the wrongs we've seen the last couple of road games, and that means more fluidity. That means some better finds from Wendell. That means KD doing some passing and us getting back to getting some lobs, some easy putbacks because we're getting more rebounds. So I expect all of that to mean a few less shots for Jabari, probably a couple less minutes for Jabari. He doesn't have to do the hero and lift the whole team on his back because we might be up comfortably. At least that's what I'm hoping. So I'm gonna say yeah though, but I don't expect it to be more than 21. Let's say that.
Okay, just barely.
Yeah, that's why I'm going nah here. As Bruce said, we're a better team when other guys are involved. One of the reasons I think in one of those games, he said we relied too much on Jabari, and Auburn has been a much dangerous team when, again, Walker Kessler, to an answer I gave earlier, Walker Kessler being out of foul trouble and actually being a part of the offense. Combine that with Wendell Green coming off the bench and actually getting some bench production takes the pressure off of Jabari to have to put the team on his shoulders. You do that, Auburn becomes much more difficult to guard because now you can't just worry about one guy. You have to worry about several guys on the floor. I see Jabari getting about 17, 18, but I also see us having 4 guys in double digits. That's because we're getting good production across the board. We're not having 1 or 2 guys having an off night. We're having guys actually contributing. So I'm going to go nah, but that's because we're a lot more balanced tonight than we've been on the road. So
I'm with it.
All right, I'm with it.
Yeah. I got one more. See how y'all feel about this. Speaking of balanced. Facts or nah? Wendell shoots more than 5 threes tonight.
5? Oh man, he's not been shooting well from 3.
He shot 7 last weekend.
And he made what, 2?
1.
1? Oh, he made 1 because he only had 5 points.
Yeah. Only made 1.
I'll start with you on this one.
Yeah, come on, see.
Tell us what it is.
I don't want him to. I'm gonna go nah. He shoots 5.
5?
He shoots 5. I got him shooting 5. Now, that could change if he hits like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
Then he's easily going over 5.
Okay.
I got him hitting like 2, but I got him going 2 of 5.
2 of 5? Okay. All right.
I got him going 2 of 5. What you got, B?
This is a nah because it won't be more than 5. I'm gonna say max 5. Man, I don't want to start talking percentages. So Mississippi State plays with the Wilson basketballs, and even though people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's not a reason," that's just that is absolutely a thing. I don't know if y'all remember when the NBA went to non-animal skin leather. It was like 13, 14 years ago. I remember because Steve Nash was still at the Suns. And they were asking players, can you tell the difference? They were like, yes, we can tell the difference. We hate this ball. Get rid of it. So just those small changes make a huge difference. I'm like a lot of other people. I am surprised that they don't have a regulation ball across NCAA. Like, this is the ball we're playing with all the time. But I think a better ball means we're shooting better. And hopefully he gets those shots he wants. So out of those 5, he hits at least 2. And he doesn't feel the need to keep jacking them up to try to rescue us. So I'm going to say yes. Yes. No. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
Sure.
We're just going to win.
I'm going to go.
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to go now on this one. I think Zip maybe takes a few more shots tonight.
I'm with it.
To take the pressure off of Wendell having to take those shots. And if we're not down and he doesn't feel like he has to play hero ball, it might mean that he's actually pretty good inside the arc too. I don't know why he doesn't take more shots from the elbow.
Right.
But these I want to see less of these 35-foot threes as we get into the tournament. Play offense, get the ball to your best player, play through Jabari and Walker. And he's got to. Part of this whole deal on coaching him is that they let him play his game, right? Like they don't stifle him. They trust him, and I'll be interested to see if that trust continues. So we'll see.
Okay. Do we got time for one more? We got time for one more?
We got 5 minutes. We got to do the giveaway. Before we get out of here.
Yeah, let's give.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's do the giveaway. I think that was fun. I enjoyed that. That was a cool little change.
That was cool. Let's we can do some stuff that we couldn't put on the other facts and all because it would have been happened already by the time we drop it on Friday. So I like that. That was a good idea. See.
Well, what we'll do here is it looks like maybe the filter didn't catch a lot. So if you put hashtag get your weight up in already, I'm asking you to do that again. Hashtag get your weight up in the comments right now, so that you can get into this deal with us. We're giving away a t-shirt. So hashtag get your weight up. I know more than the 6 people it's showing did it because I went back to look. So I think maybe it malfunctioned and didn't catch a couple of you guys. So
do it again, guys. Our bad. Do it again, please.
Yeah, go ahead and drop that in there, and we'll.
While we're waiting on them. I think we got time to do. We can do one more while we wait on them to do
okay.
before the game starts.
With it.
All right. We know the field goal percentage has not been all that great in the games that we've lost.
Like sub 40% in a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah. Sub 30 once.
No, I'm not sub 30.
Yeah, no. I think it's 3-point. We've been sub 30
on 3-pointers. Yeah, but overall, we ain't got that bad. We've held people to sub 30.
Correct.
Okay.
Facts or nah? AU will make over 35% of their field goal attempts tonight.
Gotta be a facts, right?
Man, I hope.
Listen, we won games not doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go facts on this one. I think they'll make. I mean, because sub 35 is we're having a bad game. We're having a really bad. I just don't see them having that kind of game.
Or so we're taking really, really bad shots.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll do better than that. I think
I'm gonna go facts here as well. B.
Yeah, I'm gonna go facts. I mean, we got the Wilson basketball. So you know what? We're saying there's a difference. Let's hope we see the difference tonight. I'm saying we shoot at least 40% tonight.
Okay.
Hashtag no more Nike basketballs.
For real.
We don't want them. We do not want them. All right, let's see where we're at. Oh, 36 of y'all. Not bad.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna run it. Let me just get a clean 40 at least. 40. 4 more people.
Hashtag get your weight up. Get your weight up.
Okay. All right. Fine. Who's it gonna be tonight? It just feels so empty knowing that if Corey wins, he already won.
No, it's gonna feel them.
Beast mode Stoves. Yo, bro, do you work out?
Are you here? Yeah, he is. If you look at his avatar. Diesel.
Do you even lift, bro? Beast mode Stoves. Come on, brother. Get in here. Get us going.
Yeah, I know if you anything like
I was rooting for Lawrence. Because he's
a shirt.
Yeah, I don't know. We got a shirt that fits you, brother.
I know, right? You gotta get you an AU tank.
Yeah, Beast Mode Stoves. You likely were here because nobody was entered before we did this. Help us out in the comments right now. We're going to give you a few minutes.
Where are you, Beast Mode?
Before we have to move on. But Beast Mode Stoves got to be here to win. We will keep pulling until we find a winner. That's what
any closing thoughts, gentlemen, on this matchup tonight? You mentioned Zeb Jasper, Mike. I was thinking he may hit about 2 shots from perimeter. I was happy to see him shooting the ball. Oh, there you go.
There he
There
is.
you go.
About that time about what he says. The man. Hey, listen, hit us up. Business at the War Rapport. That's business at the War Rapport. Email us your address and your t-shirt size. And we'll see what we can do.
Extra medium.
Extra muscly. Business at the War
Medium so the muscles can pop.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna
right.
look like Under Armour spandex. Put that medium on. It's
It's gonna be great advertisement. Wear it to the gym every day.
Heck yeah.
My guy.
Oh, man.
Well, guys, the game is about to start. We don't want to keep you guys. Congratulations to Beast Mode, Mike G. Tell people what they need to become in the offseason.
Hey, listen, become a patron. Become a patron. Become a patron. Become a patron. Help us out. Help yourself out. Help the community out. Become a patron. We're putting out lots of great content. You don't want to miss it. If you're missing Ike's basketball breakdowns, it's because you're not a patron. So become a patron and be a part of that. Help us. Hashtag save all the puppies with the Lee County Humane Society. You guys know the deal. Go to the About section of our YouTube channel. Click the link. 50 cents on every dollar donated goes to them. If you didn't win the t-shirt tonight, you can just buy one. You can just buy an AU t-shirt and support our content this way. You guys have been doing a great job going to the War Rapport store and buying merch. I'm seeing those orders go up. So we appreciate you guys for supporting us that way. Shout out to the Rogue Shop who sponsors our gummy segment. So let them sponsor your chill nights as well, too. Use code Rapport to get something special there to take the edge off. We love them. They love us. And so we appreciate them being a sponsor here. We're on podcasts. We're on every single podcast platform, guys. Go check us out. We're starting to climb the podcast charts a little bit here. So we appreciate you guys for that support. Subscribe, download, leave us a 5-star review. Let them know that the War Rapport is where it's at. And last but not least, shout out to our title sponsor, auburnsports.com. That's our guy, J.G. Tate, over at the Brain Drain. Make sure you catch him. He'll probably be live after the game. So go over to the Brain Drain and get yourself some more basketball interaction, win or lose. I'm usually on the Brain Drain after the game too. So
I need to head over there one night, hang out with JG.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. You know what to do before you get out of here. Or if you're watching on replay, please share this video on your social medias, preferably Facebook, Twitter. Use hashtag Get Your Weight Up. Please smash that like button before you get out of here. If you so happen to be one of the people who saw our shared post on social media and you came to our channel, hit the subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that. You can also interact with us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at The War Rapport. We are TW Rapport on TikTok. That's it for now, guys. Enjoy the game. Best wishes. And as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.